Trash Inc., the secret life of garbage. They're in every town and every city across America, roaming the streets at all hours of the day and night. The armies of workers ridding the country of trash.
Good morning, everybody.
The largest sanitation department in the world is here in New York City, home to 8 million people and the nearly 12,000 tons of garbage and 2,000 tons of recycling they produce every day.
Oh, listen up, roll call.
It's the crack of dawn at Manhattan 5 when the supervisor lays out today's agenda.
When you were out there working, after you're done, there's stuff laying around it. It's your job to pick it up.
Armed with their marching orders, ammunition, and tank-sized trucks, the troops head off to navigate the narrow streets of southern Manhattan. In just the first 5 minutes, they come face to face with the enemy. I mean, watching you guys, it's like you're going to war with garbage.
Basically, you know, that's the mentality. You have to wake up in the morning, you know what you're in for, and you just go out and you do it and you perform.
Michael Squiscieri has been on the job for 23 years. A competitive bodybuilder, he makes picking up 150-pound bags and couches look easy. Part of the 24,000 pounds of trash he and his partner lift every day. They're not called New York's strongest for nothing. How old are you?
I'm 43.
43. You're in better shape than most 18-year-olds.
Yes. I have to agree with you.
And he's making a pretty good living. The base salary for a New York City sanitation worker starts at nearly $70,000 and includes benefits and a pension plan. As a veteran, Squiscieri pulls down 6 figures with overtime. It's not an easy job, but it's one the city relies on. There must be some joy in knowing that if you guys weren't there, the city would completely collapse.
Oh, without a doubt. It's job security.
They're part of a workforce 9,400 strong, covering 5 boroughs, 300 square miles, collecting 22 million pounds of garbage a day, one piece at a time. Not the first toilet you've ever had.
Definitely not the first. Definitely not the last.
What's fact, not fiction, is that the garbage business is expensive. New trucks start at $250,000 each, and New York City's sanitation department needs 1,500 of them. It's just part of their annual budget, $1.3 billion.
They have to pay us. They have to pay for the upkeep of the trucks. They have to pay for gas, tolls, which a lot of people don't realize. They throw it to the curb, they come home, it's gone. Way to go. They don't care.
They don't know.
Nobody knows.
Like it was
Nobody
magic.
knows.
Like it was magic.
For 53 years, all of New York City's trash, 3 million tons a year, was hauled here, the Fresh Kills landfill. Just across from Manhattan, on Staten Island, it was the largest landfill in the world until it closed in 2001. The next year, upon taking office, Sanitation Commissioner John Doherty was presented with a monumental problem: where to put all that garbage, leaving him no option but to send it packing.
So landfilling is very cheap in many places. At a facility here, this goes as far as South Carolina on train.
Right.
You know, it's a hell of a distance to drive a lot of garbage.
Traveling trash is not unique to New York City. You'll find it on the move across the continent, shipped from communities with little space to places that are wide open and willing to take it for a fee. You may not know that the truck on the highway next to you is filled with New York's garbage, but researchers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology do.
Trash has such a big impact on our lives, and we wanted to study and look at how in detail do things move throughout the system.
Asaf Biederman and Dietmar Offenhuber helped develop MIT's Trash Track program. In 2009, they put hundreds of tracking devices on pieces of garbage from New York and Seattle.
It's a little bit like a small cell phone, so it registers its location and sends back a text message.
Basically, like a teenager, it sends you a text. Their goal, to chart how far trash traveled before reaching a landfill or recycling center, to make the process more cost-effective.
We can start asking, is this system designed optimally? Is there something we can do to make it better?
New York City could use that advice. Exporting trash costs the city $330 million a year, 1/4 of sanitation's budget. Some heading to nearby New Jersey or hundreds of miles to Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and South Carolina. So is this madness, or is this all you've got right now?
No, this is the technology that is available right now from an environmental standpoint. This is it. How we'll handle it over the next 30 years is still questionable.
Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. Here on the city's famous strip, dreams are made, fortunes are won and lost, and the garbage just keeps on coming. 25 tons of trash coming out of that truck right now. It's a garbage explosion. It has to go somewhere. In Las Vegas's case, it comes here. Here is the Apex landfill, owned and operated by Republic Services, the industry's #2 player. The size of 2,000 football fields, it is the largest landfill in the country.
This is about 50 million tons of waste.
So somebody might look at this and say, what trash? Where's the trash? Right?
That's the whole idea.
Mark Klinker, the landfill's general manager, and I are standing on it. At 11 a.m., it is already 100 degrees when he brings us to a vast, simmering field of ripening garbage.
This is, a normal day at Apex Landfill.
What happens in Vegas doesn't stay in Vegas. It comes here.
It comes here.
And in a landfill, trash means cash. It comes in the form of a tipping fee, a price per ton every time a truck comes in and tips its garbage out. Here at Apex, that means 8,000 tons of trash, about $160,000 of revenue every day. And the trash itself is kind of soft, right? It's kind of spongy.
It is. Initially. And this machine rolls over it and compacts it, much like you do at home when you push down in the can, except we're doing it with a 120,000-pound machine.
Why is it so important to chop it up and to compact it like that?
From an environmental standpoint, the denser I can get the waste, the less settling I'll have, the more control I'll have of the liquids and of the gas. And from a financial standpoint, the more waste I can get in that space, the more profitable these facilities are.
40 years ago, landfills were simple holes in the ground, old-fashioned town dumps scattered across the country. Today, they're highly engineered facilities, the size and scale of small mountains, with budgets to match. The cost of creating, constructing, operating, and closing a landfill is $1 million per acre. A large part of that is spent to protect the environment and the people who might live nearby.
Our biggest expense in construction, it goes into the liner.
The liner, giant sheets of plastic, clay, and dirt designed to keep the garbage from seeping out and polluting the groundwater supply. Federal law has required liners in all landfills across the U.S. since 1976. So this is the bathtub, this is the lining of the bathtub.
This is the lining of the bathtub. This should last forever.
But you're not kidding when you say that.
No.
There are some 2,300 landfills across the country. And while most towns ship garbage out, some agree to take it in, and the cash that comes with it. A windfall that can come at a cost. That area where the trees stop.
That's where the landfill bottom is.
Michael Keller is a longtime resident of Fox Township, Pennsylvania, a working-class town of about 4,000. 7 miles from the Little League field, just off Main Street, is the Green Tree landfill, owned by a French company, Veolia. A growing mountain of garbage that is beginning to dwarf the landscape around it.
We used to refer to it as a mountain of waste, and it literally is going to be a mountain.
A township supervisor, Keller has been living less than a mile from the landfill since it opened in 1987. From day one, he helped lead a movement to keep it out of his neighborhood.
This township did not raise its hand and say, this is the greatest thing, bring it on. We didn't have an option. Once that first permit was issued, it was a done deal.
Veolia would not let us film at its landfill nor tell us its tipping fees. But we learned that the company pays Fox Township $3 per ton for out-of-state hauls like New York City's, which comes from 400 miles away. As Keller is quick to acknowledge, that has meant big money for Fox Township, $2.5 million a year, 1/2 of its annual budget.
Every organization in our township has been positively affected by the money. The fire hall's got some new equipment. We've done a lot of road work and a traffic light. That was the first one, by the way.
So the additional incremental benefits that the town receives, is it worth it for the potential environmental risks that you face every day?
Constantly vigilant.
So this is it. Keller closely monitors a reservoir about a mile from the landfill. It supplies water for 167 homes in the township, including his own.
Well, the operating features of the landfill produce, in these dry season like this, produce a lot of dust. And the prevailing winds, if you look at those little strips of ribbon over there, that's pretty consistently the way the wind blows. The longer it operates, the more some type of potential pollutant might end up in this reservoir. Once something happens, there may be no turning back.
As